Larry Pesavento, systems analyst, is your tour guide into the market futures. Want to see into the future? Well, climb aboard Larry's time machine and come with us. Larry takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. This is the Futures Hour. Here's your host, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, good afternoon, and this is the Futures Hour for TFNN. If you have any questions, you can call in at 877-927-6648, and I would like to start the show because this is a future show, and the S&P is a future, but we're going to do it a little bit later. We need to talk about the corn because, we were looking last week when we had the report come out on Friday. We had a very negative report. Corn was down it was down 40 cents the first day and down another 12 to 13 cents the second day, and it since started to rebound, and we were looking to buy the March 630 call or 640 call, either one. They were not too far apart in price. They were priced right around $2,000, which basically gives you the right to be a farmer for several months. You don't have to have any tractors. You don't have to have any land, but you do own the corn, and you're limited to the amount of money that you put up, and the amount of risk that we were risking on this would be 1/2 of the premium of the call itself, so you'd have to risk about $1,000. Now, the reason why this corn trade is so important, and we're going to post this into the Tiger TV today so you can take a look at it, that this is a 61% retracement going back about 8 months. It also is the largest correction we've had in corn in the last 8 or 9 months. And remember, in July, we had another report that was just as bearish. It said that, gee, this is terrible. We've got more corn than we'll ever be able to use. That lasted about 3 days, and then corn went up and rallied about $5,000 a bushel because they realized that there was a big demand for corn. So corn is our largest crop. It is our largest agricultural crop that we have in the United States. It's one of the largest ones in the whole world, followed by wheat and then soybeans. And rice is actually down on the pecking scale a little bit, but I believe part of that is because some of the smaller countries, these emerging countries, don't even report rice because many of these rice paddies are, just land that people, supply their little villages with, and they're not reported to the government. So, but that's what we're looking at. So what we'll be watching now is to see if we can get a rally that will extend. You need a rally of about 25 to 30 cents before the call starts to make any serious money, but you don't want it to lose more than half of the premium that you put up. In other words, if you're going to be a farmer, you don't have to put up several hundred thousands of dollars or millions of dollars buying equipment and land and seed and insurance and have banking connections and things like that. You can buy some of these futures contracts or the call options and, operate that way. I wanted to mention this is something important because many of you folks are relatively new, to the market. You understand stock markets, but you don't understand, how futures markets work. Let's start with the stock market. The stock market basically is a institution. It's an exchange that puts buyers and sellers together, and so every time you have a buyer, you have to have a seller in order to buy a stock, and each one of them have to put up margin. That margin is held by the clearing members of the exchange. Now, if you go into the futures market, the same thing is true. You have a legitimate exchange. We'll take the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is, the combination of the Chicago Board of Trade, the Merc and ICE and a whole bunch of other things, Chicago Port Options Exchange. So all of these are legitimate exchanges, and every time you have a buyer, you have to have a seller, and each one of them have to put up margin. And so your money is very, very safe when you're trading with a legitimate exchange. Now, if you go into the futures market, let's go into the Forex market. Forex markets are unregulated. These are not exchanges. These are Forex banks. The largest in the world, of course, is the Deutsche Bank, I think, followed by Royal Bank of Scotland, and then the RBS, and then there'll be Citibank and others that'll be there. I don't know the exact pecking order, but I just know that Deutsche Bank is the largest. And basically what they do is they take the action of all the traders coming in. In other words, if a buyer comes in, they have a seller on the other side of that, but they don't necessarily have to match that seller. They can take the other side of the trade because they have so many people trading that it's just, all they're making their money is off the pip spread. In other words, they have someone from Australia buying, they have someone from the U.S. selling, and they take 2 pips from one person, 2 pips from the other person, and the game is over. It makes it pretty nice. Now, that's exactly what Las Vegas does, but at Las Vegas, they take a commission or a probability because the odds are against the person, not with Forex. Forex, it's a zero-sum game. You're either right or wrong against the other person. So that's why. Now, your money is safe as far as we know. No Forex bank has ever failed, to give the money to the people. But, again, they're not nearly regulated like we are with the exchanges. So the safest place, for your money is at an exchange because you have buyers and sellers putting up both sides of the margin, and that makes it much better. I would rather do that, than to, put it in a FDIC, which is a total joke, where they guarantee, $250,000 or whatever it happens to be. But with the licensed exchanges, there's never been a case where, they haven't paid off, and I don't think that's going to be the case. The only time that's ever happened where we were in trouble was on October the 19th of 1987, and that's when Alan Greenspan took the trucks up to the bank and said, "Fill them up, boys. We are stopping stocks from going down today, and just start buying. The money is here. Don't worry about it. Just keep buying." And that's pretty much happened. On the 20th, the market started back up, and it never looked back. It went from around 1,600 in the Dow all the way up to 14,000. But, those were interesting times, of course, but this is how the order goes. Now, getting back to the corn trade, the reason why we did this is because we were waiting for a correction coming off of that big cycle that was there. That cycle is due to bottom anytime within the next few days. I believe the exact date is the 15th of October, so we're very, very close. But the reason why we did it is the price objective had been reached, and the emotionalism of the trade in itself, in other words, the market had been down so much, made these calls, very, very reasonable. And that's the good part, because at the top, when the corn was making the 1.27 and 3-drive pattern up at the top, those calls were selling for well over 8,000 or 9,000, and now we're buying them at a 80% discount, and that's what you're really trying to do. It might not work, but this is the type of a trade that you like to set up to see if it does do that. Now, the same thing is occurring in the wheat and beans and things like that, but corn is the easier of the trade to do because it has all of the factors there that make it technically perfect. We've been saying that for weeks and weeks, that this is where we are with the corn, and that's why it makes it so nice. If you're not in Tiger TV, I suggest you go in and take a look at that corn chart, because it is almost the Rembrandt of technical analysis, because it has everything in it that you could possibly look at on a technical basis. It has the AB equals CD patterns. It has the Fibonacci ratios of 618, 1.27, 1.618. It shows how they fit together. It shows how the cycles work together. In other words, from one low to the second low, and how the market will crest halfway between the cycles, or it'll high translate, and the high translation means that the cycle will move more to the right side of the cycle, making it even more bullish. In other words, if cycles are bearish, they crest real early in the cycle. In other words, if the cycle is 36 days, you might get 8 days up, and then you'll get the rest of the days down in a bearish market. That's what happens when you get that particular formation. So the corn trade and the corn chart itself is very, very important. I think it's one of the the most beautiful charts that you can see. I think all charts are beautiful, but that corn chart is you could actually teach a course in that corn chart because it's so perfect, and it makes it really, really good. The other thing I think is important today is that we all should take a few seconds or a minute or whatever you'd like to, is to say a few prayers for Steve Jobs and his family. He was a true genius. We owe a great deal to him because his innovation, not only did it make people that owned Apple rich, but because of his competitiveness and his genius, it made other people even better because they tried to compete with him. And this is very interesting. Like the same thing in athletics. Michael Jordan was such a great player, but he made all the other players great because they were trying to keep up with his work ethic. And that's the same thing that what Steve Jobs did through the process of the corporation, is that he was so strong and brought in so many things. Many companies could not keep up with him. Like AMD and RIM and other places like that. They could not keep up with him. But it just shows him, when you have someone that is a leader like that, that it brings us all a greater life. Now I'm unfortunately I'm the only person in the United States that has never bought an iPad or an iPhone or anything like that. I did receive a Nano as a birthday gift for my kids, and I love it. I think it's the greatest little invention in the world because it lasts 24 hours, and I've got thousands of songs on it, and I think it's fantastic. And someday, maybe when I get a little bit more acclimated to technical stuff, I might get an iPhone. My phone is a $15 phone from Walmart, and that's what I like to to look at. I don't understand some of the technical parts of it, but when you have that many apps on a program, it really makes it really hard to understand all these things. But when I watch people on the telephone, on the airplanes, when they get off and they put those things on, and it's just truly amazing. Everything that you can get is just really spectacular. And anyway, that's just me. I've never been a technical person, and I'm still not sure computers are here to stay. I'm absolutely sure color TVs are here to stay. That much I'm sure, especially during baseball season. But we'll see what happens with the rest of it.
Being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer. Prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Direction Shares Leverage ETFs fuse the benefits of exchange-traded funds with the innovation you expect from Direction, providing investors with opportunities to magnify their short-term perspective, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. Direction Shares, ETFs to the power of X. To learn more about Direction Shares, click on the Direction banner on the front page of TFNN.com or call 866-476-7523. There is no guarantee that the funds will achieve their objective. The ETFs are not suitable for all investors and should be utilized only by sophisticated investors who understand short-term trading, leverage risk, consequences of seeking daily leverage investment results, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. An investor should consider the investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses of Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus contains this and other information and can be obtained at directionshares.com. Please read the prospectus carefully before investing. Distributed by Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Direction Shares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direction Shares banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, we're back. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648, and we have a call from Rick in Florida. Are you there, Rick?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Larry, for taking my call.
What can I do for you?
Okay. Well, first I want to let you know that I'm the second one in the world that doesn't have one of those eye thingies. Okay? So you're not alone. Still there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have an iPhone, iPad, or iTunes or anything. I'm too old for that stuff. Anyway, yeah, QLD.
Okay, now you have to ask me what QLD is. Is this one of these reverse?
Yes, it's ultra short. I mean, it's ultra QQQs.
Okay, so this is you'd be expecting the market to be rallying. Is that correct?
Yes, in fact, I'm in, and I just see where today we passed the 6 point. I got my retracement tool set up, and we've just passed the points, or the 6.618, and headed for the 7.6 or 7.86, I guess. But I'm leery of it because I'm trading against the larger trend. You know, I'm trading the little ABC up in the larger ABC down. You know.
Yeah, don't be concerned too much about the trend, because the trend is what you look at as far as the time frame that you're looking at. And when you put that on, I'm sure you put it on a smaller time frame. The longer time frame, you know, you've got these three higher bottoms. I think, and this is what we've been talking about. Remember, when I'm thinking, that's also my opinion. So the thing that I would be watching here is the fact that you've got a retracement coming up, and we're looking at the 1158 level, which we're almost there in the futures. You know, the S&P, futures. They're almost 11.58. I would have liked to have seen that, form on Friday or Monday, but it looks like we're going to make it today. Now, we might make it today and go blasting through it, which would give us another level to look at. But I think if we come into this on the 10th, which will be Monday, I'm looking for the market to reverse on Monday and go down into that big cluster of that P-index date down around the 26th of October. So I would stay in this as long as it keeps going up. Just use a 80-cent trailing stop or something, and I think you should be okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't have the future, but I do have the S&P cash or the index, and it shows its last trade was 11.57. So you said 11.58 in the futures?
Yes, the easiest way to do that when you're trading the futures versus the cash, and if you'll just subtract $4, in other words, you just take 11.57 from the cash, okay, and then you subtract $4 from that, and that'll give you almost exactly where the future is going to be.
Well, I'll be darned. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, the way it's going to be, yeah. We actually started trading the S&P on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange on April the 16th of 1982, and the futures were trading at a $3 discount to the cash. The cash was at $1.03, and the futures were at 100. So you had a $3 discount. All you had to do was to buy the future and sell the cash and hold it for 90 days, and you made 3%. The problem was at that time interest rates were about 16%, so it was not very much of a good deal. So that's what you're looking at there. But if you just subtract, $3 or $4 from it, you'll be very, very close to the price that you want to hit.
Very good. Thanks. I'll hang in there. Like you said, just move my stop up a little closer in expectation of having a reversal here in the next couple of days or so.
Yeah, the reason why this is important is the fact that we have a equal moves. We had that AB equals CD form down there just absolutely perfectly the other day when this rally started, and these moves that we're having are equal, and the equal move would take it up to about 11.58, and that would make the cash around 11.61, 11.62.
Right, that was on the 4th. That was a half moon, huh? Yes,
that's correct. And we'll just see. We'll just see if it does what we expect it to do. And Monday will be the show to listen to. Well, you want to listen to all the shows, but Monday you want to listen because we were going to be right at a spot where we should be ready to turn. It's a pretty nice cycle date, but it's right. It'll be like a magnet pulling it down into the 26th of October. But remember the old adage, be careful what you ask for, because
well, thanks, Larry, for all your help.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in the complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, folks, we're back. If you have any questions, 877-927-6648. And something, pretty significant happened in the overnight markets last night. The Hang Seng, which has been incredibly oversold, was within about 100 points of the 618 going back to the March lows of 2009, and it had a 900-point rally, which is a huge amount. It's better than 6% coming off of that bottom. So that in itself is just a short covering. Now, if it starts to do a another 3-4% every day for a few days, then we'll know that major bottom is in, and we could be looking at the market bouncing from here worldwide. I mean, not just Germany and other places like that, because they've held also. The markets are very, very oversold. Longer term, they're very, very bearish. The question is how much they're going to rally, and we'll just have to wait and see, what that happens. But remember, we've got a really big, we got a pretty significant cycle date coming in on Monday, but the big one is the end of October, so we'll have to take a look at that. We've got a call from John in Massachusetts, and are you there, John?
Yes, I'm here.
What can I do for you today?
I'm wondering if your lottery ticket pays off. What happens to the bonds and gold?
John, you have to buy 3 lottery tickets if you're going to do that. I I really, they're totally different. I don't know. My guess is that the bonds would, they would have one more jab up to that 147, 151 level if in fact that would occur. Gold is actually held incredibly well because the key to the gold market is the fact that we made the exact 61% retracement within, I believe, $3 from the January low all the way up to the parabolic high at 1925. We came down to the exact 618 at 1540. I think it was 1540 was the low, and I believe 1540 was the 618, and the market went to 35. So that tells you that it's very, very important that it made that. But when I do this type of trade, if this lottery trade comes in on Monday, it's going to be all by itself. I'm not going to be thinking about gold. I'm not going to be thinking about bonds. I just want to try to get an entry point that might work. The reason why I'm doing this is that this happened, during the 1987 move, and during the 1987 move, gold didn't do very much. I mean, the very first part of the gold move was limit down, and then it bottomed. And then bonds, which were holding up incredibly well during the 1987 crash, during the move down on that 19th day, 19th of October, bonds were down about a half a point. And then on the 20th, bonds shot up and ran 9 points, 9 full basis points in the next few days. So I don't know if this is not the same type of a crash environment that I'm looking at. I'm just looking for a real sharp down, into October 25th, if in fact it lines up perfectly. And I'm not sure that that it is. If this is a probability trade, and I give it probably 25% chance of working, but the 25% chance of working is weighted because if it works, it's going to pay 6, 7, 8 to 1. And that's why I'm looking at it that way. So you have to look at each of them separately. But gold has really held at that fib point, absolutely perfectly. And silver actually made the perfect AB equals CD pattern. We got a commercial to do here.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted that was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Hey, folks, we're back, and we have a call from David in Lakeland. Are you there, David?
Hey, good morning, Larry, or afternoon.
Good afternoon. What can I help you with?
Well, my question is, as our dollar goes up, the market seems to come down, and the euro, I guess they're going to be printing euros, and what will that do to that and the European markets?
Well, David, I try to look at them one at a time. One of the biggest problems that you have is when you look at too many things, you get cobwebs in your head, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a technical trader. I don't like to listen to what, I hear, in, what's happening in Europe and other things. I look at the chart patterns, and that's all I really try to do. And it works for me because I keep it as simple as possible. I try to control my risk. I know that I'm going to be right more than I'm wrong, generally. Sometimes I'm wrong more than I'm right, but eventually it averages out. But if I start thinking too much about it, it really clouds me up. And believe me, I know what you're saying because if I look at what I think the euro should be trading at and where it is trading at, I'm off by 500 points. I think the euro should be down somewhere about 126, but it's trading around 134. So if I start to think like that, that will affect what I'm trying to do in either gold and silver, or the stock market. So I hope that helps, but I have to look at them one at a time. I know they're interconnected, but when I put a trade on, I'm putting it on what I see in that particular trade. If I start thinking about what everything is going on out there, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers, and my little mind will not, focus on, all these different things, that are happening. A perfect example of that, David, is when you have the, what happened to Steve Jobs today. He passed away. He goes on to the next great life. He leaves a great legacy, but no one knows what's going to happen to Apple over the next years. He might have groomed a couple of guys just as good as he is because he's got a tremendous brain trust there, and so you don't really know. And so all I do is I look at the price chart. If the prices are going up, there are more buyers. If prices are going down, there's more sellers, and that's what I'll be looking at, come Monday when we come in here. I want to watch, certain things happen. I hope that helps, but I literally can't get involved in thinking about all of these things. It's a wonderful, if you don't have any money in the markets and everything, it's a wonderful exercise to do that. But if you're trying to make a living at it, you gotta draw the line in the sand and say, yeah, this is what I do. And this is what I want to try to accomplish.
Okay, well, thank you for your input.
Well, I hope that helps. That's really all I can say. It's much like baseball. These baseball has specialists. A guy is a late inning reliever comes in and he's got a good slider and a curveball to keep people from hitting home runs. That's his specialty. He's not trying to strike anybody out. He's just trying to hit them to get a ground ball or hit into a double play and stuff like that. That is his specialty. And my specialty, is to look at the patterns, try to quantify the risk and find the best pattern for that particular thing. Now, we have some advantages when we do this, and when we're looking at these things like what we think is going to happen on Monday, the first thing we'll look at will be the currency spreads, because as the currency spreads start to get really crazy, that will tell us that this is really something happening, because the spreads are usually 1 or 2 pips. And if these spreads start to move out in the euro and the pound and the Japanese yen, they move out 6, 7, 8, 12, 15 pips, that means money is getting very, very scared, David. And so then that gives me more information of what's really happened in the EU, and that'll also affect it. But I'm just looking at, what the reaction to the market is. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
Okay, we'll see what happens. And, this might not occur. I'm just saying this is a possibility. It is certainly not etched in stone, but if it lines up right, it's got a good profit potential, and that's all we're trying to do. What I'm trying to do here, on the show here for TFNN, is to go through the thought process of what I do, and I've been doing this for many years. And I've taught a lot of people to do this type of thing is to focus on the thing where the money is, because when you put your trade on, your price hits your equity run. There's no time on your equity run. There's no fundamental analysis on your equity run. The only thing that's there is your price. That you sold the euro at 133.98, and that's where you are. It doesn't say that Trichet or whoever the other dudes are over there has done this or that. All it says is this is where you're short, and you have to cover at a lower price and make a profit, or you have to pay up and make the difference if you're wrong on the trade. And that's really all all you really need to focus on. Keep it as simple as possible.
Well, that's why I listen, because like you said, brain trust, TFNN. You guys are all a good brain trust. Every day is an education.
Well, it really is, and I'm going to give a couple of 2 cents here for Tom, because he put together a really nice group of people that have different specialties, and it really does good. I listen to them as often as I can, just to hear their thought processes of what's going on, and it is quite helpful. And it's one of the better places that you can get information. And the other thing is, it's really underpriced. I mean, I can't tell you how much underpriced they are, because I've got a library that I have so many rooms in my house with books. I have hardly room for carpet. And I'll tell you that the stuff that you get here on TFNN is really good information. It's been disseminated to a lot of people, and it's been massaged and improved, and the people that present it are doing a great job. So thanks for those good words, but it's a good place for people to learn stuff. And then we learn from our mistakes too, and believe me, I make plenty of those.
Well, every day we get the chance to correct them, so.
Amen to that, my friend. Listen, thanks for calling in, and we'll see what happens on Monday.
Very good. Be looking for it. Thanks again, Larry. Have a good weekend.
Okay, 877-927-6648.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 15th from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just 1, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, The Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses, keep money in your community, and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have till October 15th to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real Money Masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, folks, we're back. We're finishing up the show here, and the thing we need to watch, we've got Thursday today, we got Friday tomorrow. I don't know how many reports are coming out, but we're really close to that 1158 area in the S&P 500 futures, which would be equivalent to around 1162 or so in the cash. The NASDAQ is, not the NASDAQ, but the New York Stock Exchange Index is also following along with that same type of thing. So there's really nothing to do till Monday morning. We'll have to wait and see if they have, this formation coming up into Monday, and then we'll take a look at it. It would be equivalent to looking at it at the 1191 area when we had the big swing up there. And if we go much above, say we go crazy today and crazy Monday, Friday, and we get above 1191, that's going to be a real interesting one because we're going to be coming into that pretty big cycle, and the whole world will say this is the end of the bear market, and I'm not so sure that that's going to be it in that particular instance. So we'll just have to wait and see if that in fact does occur. But we have to wait. Patience is one of your better trading positions. Even not having a position is a good position because you're waiting, for the market to come to you, and you're not chasing it, And that's the real, format that a real trader will look at, is that having no position is a position itself, because he's waiting for the best possible opportunity to get into the trades. I had a question that someone asked me is, why do I do these radio shows? Because it takes some time to do it, and frankly, folks, I have to prepare to do it, and I have to prepare my market stuff anyway, and I just share what I do. But the main reason that I do the radio shows is because I've made so many friends. Believe me, I treasure my friendship with Tom O'Brien, very, very close to the vest. I met Tom through my good friends who played on the hockey team for the 1980 Olympic folks. I've had several movie stars that I know, and that's not including Lassie and Benji. There's others, and we have a lot of sports figures, and so it's really, and any place I go in the world, we meet friends that we've trained and talked to and have been friends with for 20, 25, 30 years, and it's always enjoyable to be entertained in foreign countries and see the development of these traders and stuff like that. Not all of them have made it, but the big bulk, more than 90% of the people that we've worked with over the years have done quite well and are still doing it, and that's the best part. And even my kids have got to meet some of these folks, and it's really fun. Now, the thing we need to focus on, 1258. What am I talking about? 1158 in the S&P 500. That's the futures. 1162 in the cash. We also need to watch Sunday night. We want to be watching the pip spreads. If the pip spreads are normal, in other words, 1 to 2 pips in the euro, 2 to 3 pips in the pound, 1 to 2 pips in the yen, then there's probably nothing going to happen. But if we start seeing these pip spreads go crazy, then this lottery ticket that we're looking at might come to pass. No matter what happens, it's going to be a very, very low-cost lottery ticket because you don't have to be in it very long. Anyway, everyone have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be on the tube.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and